hold on 1 second. Click. All right. Welcome to another edition of Cubs on Tap. After dark. Kind of after dark. It's almost 10 here, Central Time. I'm your host tonight, Joey Ricotta at Joey Knows Nothing, joined by my good friend Tyler Edmonds at TeddyFreddy270. We are Cubs on Tap, part of the On Tap Sports Network at On Tap Sportsnet on all social media platforms. Go ahead and check out what's on tap in Chicago sports at ontapsportsnet.com. Tyler, the Cubs split this last London series this weekend against the Cardinals, those dirty, disgusting Cardinals. We're going to talk all about it. How you doing, my friend?
Hello, Joey. I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just been watching a lot of London broadcasted baseball this weekend, but yeah, at least we split. That was all right, but I'm good, man. I'm good. I found out I had a snake in our landscaping this morning, and so I was dealing with that earlier, but we got it taken care of. I'll just say that. But I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to see you again. Long time no see, by the way. I feel like what was that? Just last week we ran into each other.
Right. We got to make a habit of this. I like it. I like it. 2 weeks in a row. It's sometimes it's a little bit more frequent than that when we get on these shows, but in person is definitely better than doing just these shows. But I will say it's good to see you again too. Yeah, man, I'm glad you took care of that snake. I don't know, was it like a gardener snake or were you dealing with like a python? What are you dealing with?
Let's just say it was like a 20-foot python. I'll just say that. It may not have been. It may have been like a 12-inch garden snake, but no, it may not have been. So, yeah, it was a 20-foot python.
That makes the story better.
Yeah, but it's been taken care of. So
good. I'm glad it's been taken care of. Speaking of snakes in the grass are kind of what I feel like the dirty, disgusting redbirds are.
Yeah.
They're just snakes in the grass. They're just waiting to kind of pop up and then wrap themselves around your ankle or just like squeeze you to death or just, you got to keep your grass cut a little bit shorter when you're around these St. Louis redbirds. But, yeah, man, I'm not completely disgusted by how this weekend turned out. I know you have quite a few things that you pointed out to me pre-show that you liked and, from this series and maybe a few things that you didn't like. I thought overall, what I was able to watch from the series, I wanted to just sit down and watch both games. I wasn't able to like completely focus in and watch both games fully like I wanted to, but what I was able to catch, I liked. I just thought it was a really cool experience to be able to see that on TV and just how electric the fans were out there. Something that we were both looking forward to, or we were all looking forward to, just to see how it kind of took shape there. But yeah, man, what are like some of your overall overarching thoughts about the series, the broadcasting, that sort of thing?
Like, I'll be honest, I wasn't like at first I was not super excited about the London series. I was kind of just like, whatever. I mean, I was going to watch the games, but I wasn't looking at this as like some immaculate, wow, the London series. And then yesterday I watched the Fox broadcast. I think it was just on Fox yesterday. But today I was fortunate enough to watch. I didn't watch the ESPN broadcast. No offense to Michael Kay, Alex Rodriguez, whatever. Everybody has their opinions about them. I was able to watch the BT Sports broadcast. And Joey, let me tell you, I could listen to British broadcast of MLB games more often. It was very entertaining, not even getting to the actual game just yet, but like just, I don't know, the way they explained the game, the way they talked about the game, the stories they told, but just like their energy they brought in the game. Like Nick Madrigal, we were talking before the show. Nick Madrigal hit a double, I believe, earlier. Did he hit a double today or a single? I think he hit a double. Either way, he hit the walk-off home run. Like the broadcaster, like as soon as it hit, he was like, Nick Madrigal with a bomb to left field as it goes off the wall, and he's rounding first. He's rounding first, and he'll slide in. He's safe. He's safe. A two-bagger for Nick Madrigal. But like it was so entertaining, and they did tell some stories that we'll talk about later. But a very interesting story. But yeah, as far as the series goes, I wasn't bummed about it. Yesterday's ass whooping was nice to watch. The offense has been great. This today, like the top of the first, they scored the 4 runs to kick things off, and I'm thinking, hey, here comes another 8-10 run massacre. Obviously, that's not the way it went down today. But no, I'm not upset. I'm not bummed about it. I mean, hell, we've won 11 of our last 14 games. And in that span, we've scored 88 runs.
Sheesh.
So, not bad.
Not bad. You still scored 5 today.
Yeah.
I think the more frustrating part for me today was even after the big first inning, like you said, it felt like it was about to, all right, here we go again, right? We're just on a roll. And then you don't score again until, what was it, the 9th inning?
9th inning, yep.
So it's like, come on, guys. Like, don't go stagnant like that. Let's put up some more runs here. Let's do what you have been doing as far as, like, learning how to close the door. But some of that was defensively, too. Scott's joining us here in the comments. As always, we love you, Scott Crawford. A-Rod is worse than Joe Buck. I said what I said. That's what Scott says. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think Joe Buck actually is pretty underrated as far as baseball announcing goes, even though he's a Cardinals guy. I get it. But I just think, like football, he doesn't really understand the game that much. I don't know. Maybe it's a hot take.
Every now and then, A-Rod does say some head-scratching things from time to time. I say a lot of head-scratching things from time to time. But I will say every now and then he will have here's my point of view as far as coming from A-Rod. And when you sit back and think, this is Alex Rodriguez talking, this is kind of cool. Every now and then he'll have, some interesting things and stuff like that. But yeah, between A-Rod and Michael K, I'm not a big Michael K guy because I hear Michael K and I think the Yankees. I'm like, God, I don't want to listen to the Yankees. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, if you ever get a chance to watch a British version of an MLB game, do it because it's entertaining.
I'm actually really jealous of that because now just listening to your rendition of it and just feeling how that kind of went down, I would have loved to watch it.
Oh, dude, they went from even explaining to like the score on the TV screen. They described everything. Like you've got 2-2, that's the count. The arrow pointing up, that means top of the first inning. Just every little thing for anybody that's never watched baseball, people that aren't familiar with baseball. It was funny because at the beginning of the game, they were talking about Liberator, however you say his stupid name, the starter for the Cardinals. They were explaining his stat lines at the very beginning. And they was talking about his ERA, and he's like, and Liberator will come in with a 6-point something ERA. And the guy's like, yeah, normally you want that usually in the 3 or 4. So his isn't very good. And, just stuff like that. But they're just explaining everything. And it's just, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's nice too, because it seems like they're trying to really explain it too for, to try to build more fans out in the UK, right?
They really are.
It maybe, kind of something that maybe they should be doing here in America.
Yeah.
For, for the MLB, for Major League Baseball. But I mean, hey, I'm not going to say I don't know if I could always listen to something that was super explanatory like that from our standpoint is different than trying to build the game and the knowledge of the game. Right. So if I always had to listen to that, I would kind of get annoyed, I think, too.
Yeah, problem. Yeah.
But I think it's different, especially maybe with the accent, that sort of thing. I think that sounds super cool. To me,
it's cool.
Just would have been different. And obviously it was a really good turnout though. You look at the crowd there and great turnout there to the stadium.
I believe yesterday they said there was like over 50,000 people there.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
It's crazy.
Go Cubs Go on Friday.
Yep.
Like they're playing Go Cubs Go.
Wearing
Yeah,
their
that's
home
cool.
unis and they're the away team.
Go Cubs Go hits different across the pond.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So I guess, Tyler, do you want to start there, though? You want to start with Friday?
Sure, yes. Or Saturday.
Or
Yeah.
Saturday,
Let's
my
start
bad.
with, yeah, sure,
I'm so
man. Yeah.
used
Like,
to the 3-game series on the weekends with Friday through Sunday, but Saturday was the first game. They had a couple days off leading into the series. But, yeah, game one, Cubs took it 9-1 behind 6 strong innings from Justin Steele. Again, he was magnificent. I think he took a no-hitter into the 5th inning.
I think
So,
so.
he was, he kind of started to slow down a little bit there towards the end of his outing, but tied a season high, 8 strikeouts. And then the Cubs jumped all over thorn in our side, longtime thorn in our side, Adam Wainwright jumped all down his throat. 11 hits, 7 earned runs, and he only made it 3 innings pitched. So, as you would say, Tyler, as you would say, Ian Happ, 2 ding dong Johnsons.
Oh, man. 2 Ding Dong Johnsons off Adam Wainwright. Both of them. It's like, dude, you gave up one his first time up. I believe it was his first time up. And then just like, I don't know, couldn't figure it out on the next one, too. And Ian Happ was like, thank
See
you.
you.
But yeah, man, the offense freaking exploded because you had Happ, Swanson with also 2 hits, Jan Gomes with 2 hits, Nick Magical with 2 hits, Christopher Morel with 3 hits. Like, I'm telling you, I'm liking the offense right now. I'm liking the offense, dude. Like, especially against, I don't care what, yes, St. Louis is I guess they're the worst team in the NL right now. I don't know. I know they're the worst team in the division, but I know it's just the Cardinals. But anytime you could put up 9 runs, great. And the thing is, like, it was in bunches, or it wasn't just like, it wasn't like just one big crooked number in one inning. I think they had like 2 runs, 1 inning. The next inning they scored 3, and then 2, and then a few innings later, 2 more. And man, it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Something about London.
Yeah, dude. Dansby added another homer late. Like you were saying, he had a big game.
I think his was like a 9th inning home run, I believe.
Maybe I can't. My
His
brain
was a
doesn't
9th,
work
I
that
believe.
far back, but I think it was
Yeah,
an
it was a 9th inning. Yeah.
Oppo Taco. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome to see. Gomes had a couple hits like magical, like you were saying. Each of them with a couple hits and an RBI. Only guys who really,
I think Amaya even had an RBI yesterday, didn't he? Or was that today?
it was the Arenado, like I think it was today, right?
Yeah, that was today. I'm sorry.
That was today. Yeah, Miguel Amaya, he had the hot shot past
that was
Arenado.
Yeah.
Miguel Amaya, Nolan Arenado. But yeah, man, I think as far as the first game goes, like that offense is just great to see. 9 runs, any way you slice it. That total for the game too, before the game was 13.5, sometimes hovering between that 13.5 and 14.5 for the total. And they didn't come close to that still because Justin Steele was so damn good, and then the bullpen was lights out. So
yeah. Merriweather looked good yesterday. I know it's a 9. I get it. You're up by 9 runs. Say whatever you want, but I like Merriweather. I have gained trust in Merriweather.
So we're gonna move ahead to another guy in a second that you probably still don't have trust for in that bullpen. I was getting more trust from in Michael Fulmer, but we'll talk about him probably in a little bit because I think that was today where he didn't look the greatest. Overall thoughts on the first game though. I mean, really, it was just pretty much the offense. The only guys that didn't get a hit, I believe, were Mancini and Seiya, but then Seiya still had an RBI. So pretty good to see though all the way around as far as
it's nice to see, and that puts confidence. No, and not that Justin Steele needed, the humongous amount of run support, but anytime a starting pitcher can get that much run support, it makes life so much easier on the mound.
Yeah, it does, man. Especially when you're like in the third inning, you got the opposing starting pitcher out of the game. Like, you're feeling pretty damn good about your chances to win that day. Like, You're just feeling really good. But then, on to today, game 2, the Dirtbags won it 7-5. This morning started at 9:10 Central Time, leaving us absolutely gutted to start the day. See, I just had to fit that little slang in there. Stroman, not quite his best today. Nice early 4 spot from the offense, like you mentioned. Dansby an RBI single, Mancini a 2-out, 2-run double off the wall. You're feeling good about those 2-out, RBIs there. Miguel Amaya, the hot shot air past Nolan Arenado. Let's see here. So 4-0 after 1. You're riding high.
I want to say Amaya. They may have counted his as a double. Let me.
Did they? I was trying to figure that out. If they counted it as a double or an air, I couldn't.
Yeah, they counted it. Even though it was a tough play, Arenado. I mean, it's Nolan Arenado. It's platinum glove Nolan Arenado. You would have assumed that he would have made that play, but I'm pretty sure they ended up counting it as a double.
Good, because it was hit hard enough too.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a hot shot. That was a tough little hop right there too for Arenado. I think they were saying something about maybe getting lost in the sun. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah.
So who really knows about that? But yeah, unfortunately though, man. Unfortunately, dude, sketchy defense in this game. First base by Mancini, some pesky hitting with Brendan Donovan, who I feel like is just going to be one of those dudes who just kill the Cubs. Just good on base guy. He plays multiple positions. Jordan Walker feels like a dude who's going to be a stud for a long time.
He's back, and that's not to give praise to the Cardinals, but I know he started off the year hot. I want to say he got optioned back down to AAA because he was kind of going through a slump. Came back up, and now he's just crushing it. So I think, he's going to be a thorn, and I think he's going to be a thorn on our sides for a while. But yeah, he's doing okay.
They got some guys, man. That's what's scary. Like this Cardinals team, I don't really think they're going anywhere, even though they're not having a good season this year. Like, if that makes sense.
Definitely. I mean, when you're like not almost basically 9 games back from 9 games in last place, you might as well just sell the team.
Just sell the whole team.
Yeah, just sell the whole team.
Just trade us Jordan Walker. We'll take him.
Yeah.
We'll take him.
But like you were saying though, the beginning of this game gave me vibes of yesterday as far as that 4-run inning in the top of the first. And I don't know, it just felt like in that second inning, I hate trying to point out, especially because it was early, but it just feels like that after that error with Mancini. And if you didn't watch it, it was one of those little plays where it was a slow ground ball to second base. Nico fields it. Marcus Stroman, Trey Mancini. It's almost like there may have been a little confusion as far as who covered the bag. Mancini covered it at the last minute. I don't know if maybe he thought. I don't know. I don't know if maybe he thought that he had not as much time as he actually did. So he tries to catch it with his bare hand. I just feel like if he catches that ball with his glove, look right here. This right here, it's a first baseman's mitt. It's a glove. Watch this. Look at that.
Does it work?
I'll do it one more time. Just like.
I think it worked.
Yeah. So, I'm not trying to tell Trey Mancini how to do his job. But all I'm going to say is I feel like, because I don't ever want to tell all these players how to do their job, because obviously I'm not a professional baseball player, obviously. But I don't know. I just feel like if he would have just use his glove. Go glove, by the way. Not to brag. Maybe I bought it like that. Maybe I didn't. But go glove.
See it.
Right there, Joey. Right there.
I see it.
But yeah, I just feel like if he would have used this thing right here, who knows? Maybe we would have ended up winning that game. But the thing is, this isn't the first time that Trey Mancini has made an error that's eventually, I guess you could say, cost the game. Didn't he have a little blunder with? Was it Mark Leiter Jr. a few games ago?
Yeah, he had another one really recently. I can't
But
remember
it's
the
just like,
specifics, but yeah.
but yeah, man, I get it. Which I know Cody Bellinger. I saw where a lot of people were saying, "Hey, Cody Bellinger should have started." I'm pretty sure today they said he was a little under the weather, and that's
Mm.
why he didn't start. I know you had a lefty on the mound to start the game for St. Louis, so I know people are probably thinking, "Oh, the lefty on lefty matchup, don't want that." Yada yada yada. Yeah, Mancini did it. He did have that RBI double, but man, I don't know. He just looks lost out there. He almost looks like first base is a hard position to play. I know a lot of people think, well, it's first base, yada yada. It's a hard position to play. I think he's originally a left fielder or a right fielder. He's used to, playing corner outfield. But man, he just looks lost. He just looks lost over there. There's a lot of plays. It's even like easier plays. It's almost like he makes it look difficult. I don't know.
Mhm.
But
Doesn't look like it's natural for him at all.
no. But yeah, after that, Stroman with the blister, exited in the fourth inning. That sucks. I want to say, I think he said after today's game, I want to say that he said that the blister was starting to form before the game even started.
Mm.
So that could have led to, a lot of his results today. And hopefully, it's something minor because we need him in our rotation. Like that guy, if him or Justin Steele spend time on the IL, a significant time on the IL, just forget about it. Forget about this year because if we're going to have any chance of competing in the division, which by the way, we're only 3 games back. If we're going to have any chance of competing, both of those guys have got to be healthy.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I think Stroman, I mean, the fact that it was a blister, I feel pretty confident that it's not going to be
Yeah.
something long. But if you have to skip a start or something, fine. I really wouldn't even have a problem with that. Maybe put Wes Nesky back in the rotation for a minute or,
Yeah.
something like that. Like, that's fine. You can kind of manage around it. But I'm with you, dude. You cannot lose Marcus Stroman especially the way he's been pitching. Like, it's just not a guy you can get by without, or Steele for that matter. And Steele being so good that first game of the series, that's good to see because what was that? Only his second start back from the
Yeah.
IL, so so
First
he seems to
first
be
start was
ramping up.
Baltimore, right?
Yeah, against Baltimore. Yep.
Yep.
So
Second start
uh,
looked good.
look good again. I mean, he's back to Justin Steele before the IL. So. That's really good to see, and it wasn't like he was out a very long time either. But I just want to pull this up too before we can kind of continue on this conversation. Reese Rettenmeyer here in the comments said PCA was just ranked 10th in the top 100 prospects. So yeah, that's pretty damn cool to see. PCA, a top 10 overall prospect. I think we were kind of, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, we were all expecting them to kind of move him up in the ranks there, but I mean, he's been consistently in the top part of the rankings, and just the way that he's kind of played throughout the minors, he feels like he's right around the corner, and I definitely feel like he's deserving of that 10th overall spot just because of how good he's been, and electric. I mean, the potential is just outstanding, and he's hitting bombs. Like he's not just slapping the ball around the yard, using his speed and playing gold glove center field defense. Like he's hitting bombs too. So, I mean, he's just got it all down there in the minors. But, so yeah, Tyler, any thoughts on PCA getting bumped into that 10th spot before we kind of move back into this game?
It's cool. It's cool to see, but at the same time, it's like, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I I don't get my hopes up when I hear all these prospect rankings and blah blah. As far as this guy's the top, it's just like, okay, cool. Prove it when you get called up. Prove it when you get up here. And I don't mean that to sound like a dick or anything like that. It's like we've always said on here. A prospect is just a prospect until they're not. aka until it's time to nut up or shut up. And I'm not trying to say, oh, PCA, when there's tons of pressure on you when you come up here, but when we hear stuff like this, as far as top 10 or ranked 10th in the top 100 and stuff like that, it does put pressure on those guys, and it does give fans those high expectations of, man, when he comes up here, he's got to produce and all that. I mean, look at Matt Mervis. Things really hadn't panned out so far. He was a guy that we talked about at the beginning of this year, and maybe he just needs a little bit more time. So, not to say that he's done or not going to be this thumper in the lineup that we think he can't be. And the same thing with PCA. It's just it's cool. It's cool to see. It's also, though, I'm also not looking at that saying like, all right, we got PC. He's going to be a lock when he comes up here, because we don't know that. And which is also kind of why I feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe we should be talking Cody Bellinger extensions right now. Well, I mean, like not like right now, me and you. I'm just saying, like, stuff like that, when just because you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. PCA ranked top 10 out of the top 100 prospects. That's cool.
Sure, and I don't disagree with what you're saying either, because I think all the time we tend to overhype ourselves about these prospects, and I'm not saying that PCA. I think in comparison to like a Matt Mervis, PCA is higher ranked and higher projected than Mervis is, right? So like his floor is like a really good defensive center fielder. That's his floor. Like Mervis wasn't even a really good first baseman coming up. He's gotten better defensively, but like
didn't he come up as like did he even start off as a first baseman? Wasn't he like third?
Mervis? I think Mervis was mostly first, but I think was he pitching at Duke? I think he might have been doing some pitching.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, but I agree with you, man. Like once you get here, once you get to the big leagues, and I'm saying here, like we're there, but we're not. I just wish we were. But that'd be cool. That'd be a hell of a thing I could say. Like, oh shit, we made it to the majors, Tyler. But we kind of like live vicariously.
I just showcased my catching skills. So maybe David Ross is watching. I don't know.
Maybe. He's gonna pluck you off the streets. You want the bare minimum.
David, coach, if you saw that, DM me. I can send you more videos of me catching. Yeah, I got you.
You got to send them the videos of you doing your stretch out first.
Yeah, I got it. I'm going to have to stretch, though. I'm going to actually have to stretch before I do those stretch videos. Yeah, I got you.
Limber up, man. Limber up. Especially when we feel like we're getting old. We're not working out all the time like these guys are. Not every day. So, Well, you're working out a little bit more because doing the moving stuff. But anyways, neither here nor there. I feel like we can get sidetracked, and we do get sidetracked all the time. But back to like today's game. I mean, former Cubs legend Wilson Contreras 4 for 4 today. Like I don't. What do we expect? Do we expect anything else from Willie the Beast against us? Like you knew that was.
I'll be honest. I didn't realize he had gone. I remember seeing him hit a double. I saw him hit a double, but I did not realize he went 4 for 4 today.
4 for 4.
He went 4 for 4 today, and he's still just batting .216.
Oh yeah, he's having a tough season.
Poor guy.
He's having a tough season, and that's a big reason why the Cardinals are having such a tough season too. He's not the only reason. Their pitching really has let them down most of the year, but yeah, I mean, I'm okay with a split here, like we were kind of talking about earlier. I mean, a split, not the greatest way to end the trip across the pond here today, especially a 9 a.m. start time. I thought, wow, kick off your Sunday, get that early victory, and let's just ride. Let's have a Sunday fun day with the boys and girls, whatever you want to do. Like, let's just get the Sunday started. And, the worst part about it is they could have gotten to 500 today, Tyler. And if you're listening to this in podcast version on Monday, it was yesterday. So every time I say today, sorry. But on the live feed, 37 and 39 now. They were 37 and 38, had a chance to get to 500, didn't quite get there. But
is you just saying that right there, as far as we could have got to 500 and we're still just 3 games back from first.
Right.
It just tells you everything you know about this division.
It's poopy.
Yeah.
It's really poopy, to say the least. The Reds lost again today,
They
7-6.
did. That's back-to-back games.
Yeah, same score too.
Atlanta.
7-6. So maybe they're coming crashing back to earth. I do really think the Reds are dangerous though, like that. With Ellie De La Cruz,
Yeah,
Matt
they
McGuire.
are, but like you said, I feel like their offense and their bullpen has been what, not to turn this into a little Reds broadcast or conversation or whatever, but just real quick, I think they're going to come back to reality. They don't have the starting pitching to keep them in first.
Yeah.
I say that, and who knows? But anyways, whatever.
Well, and then Hunter Green just got hurt too, right? Wasn't it Hunter Green?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Even though
yeah,
you hate seeing anybody get hurt, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I still think that this could be the Cubs division to lose, even though they're 3 games back, at this point. I'm gonna check the standings too right now. I believe it was 3 games, but yeah, 3 games back.
Yeah, 3 games back. But yeah, sort of to what you just said, as far as it being their division to lose, and that's not a crazy thing to say. This is our division to lose, especially after what we all said in our prediction episode at the beginning of the year, as far as how we would finish. I think a lot of people expected them to end up around like maybe in 3rd or 4th. And now seeing how things are now, seeing exactly how the division has laid out and the standings and everything like that, yeah, it's not crazy to say this is their division to lose, because that's just how open this division is. And hopefully some of these losses that we've had, like today, for example, even though, yeah, we split, like today, and other games in the past that they've lost that they could have won, hopefully, it's like we've said over and over, just hopefully at the end of this year, we're not pointing back at some of these games being like, man, we could have won this one easily, we could have won that one. So yeah, for you to say,
I'm still doing it now.
Yeah. So for you to say, hey, this is their division to lose, that's not a crazy thing to say. It's really not. And hopefully, come, I don't know, July, we're all going to find out pretty soon whether they're buyers or sellers. Hopefully, we get a really good answer to that early July, and maybe, who knows, maybe we add some pieces, maybe we add somebody to help us get to the top of the division. I don't know. We'll see.
So being 3 games back and being, what I said, their division to lose. I mean, I know people could probably take that the wrong way, right? They could say, well, how is it their division to lose? They're 3 games back. They're not even in the front runners. And like you're saying, you kind of agree with that. I guess it's just because on paper, you look at these 3 teams and yeah, maybe you could say talent perspective wise, people will argue you and say that the Cubs aren't the best team in this division. I think they have the veteran presence and stuff to be able to be just as good, like well-rounded pieces wise too, to take the division. So that's why I say that. But like, speaking of that, division and deadline talk and will they be buyers, will they be sellers? I think they still need to be buyers no matter how this kind of turns out. But like, what would you need to see? What do they say about cornfields, right? Knee high by the 4th of July. Like, what is the knee high level as far as like a trade deadline buyer goes? Like, where would they need to be in the division?
As in, like how close we need to be in the division.
Yeah,
I feel like if they're within 4 or 5 games, I don't see why not. I don't see why not go and be buyers. Now, as far as what's out there, shoot, that's tough, because there's not much. I think there's a couple guys out there that are available. Hell, we saw the Angels get 2 guys in back-to-back. I want to say in back-to-back days. I think they traded for a guy mid-game yesterday, and I want to say today they may have got somebody, or maybe Friday. I don't remember. Moustakas and
he just like went to the other clubhouse.
Yeah, but
dude snuck on the plane.
There's not a whole lot of, at least unless there's just some stuff under the table that nobody's seeing right now. There's not a whole lot of like game changing, other than obviously Ohtani, but I don't think Ohtani's going to get traded. But and plus, the other scary thing as far as being buyers is our needs is a lot similar to a lot of other buyers, a lot of other teams that are going to be buyers. They're going to have the same needs, bullpen, starters, the same stuff that everybody needs. So it's going to be one of those things where if they are buyers, they're going to have to jump on it early, because if not, I feel like there's going to be snakes. There's going to be other snakes out there in the grass that they're going to bite. They're going to get them if the Cubs don't jump on them early, if they are buyers.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I also think that like you want to open up the market a little bit as far as like who you can buy from too. So that's kind of maybe the hard part for the Cubs perspective right at this moment, is like not every team is a seller either right now. So you're kind of like stuck in this predicament of like, do I buy now or do I wait until like some other player from a good team that might be out of it, or like a type of situation presents itself? Because like I'm seeing names tossed out there from non-contenders like a Jamer Candelario potentially returning back to the Cubs. And I don't hate that idea by any means. I think Jamer is a solid player. I think he could really help the Cubs. But would he be the best guy that they could get if you are trying to add a bat? I'm not sure the answer to that. I can't say yet.
But and to even move on to, or even to go on with your point, like then you look at a team like, and I know I don't see the Cubs dealing with this team. I really don't, just because of the contracts. But like you look at a team like the Mets that are, I'm looking at it right now, 15 games back. Do they say, hey, Verlander, Scherzer, you guys, hey, they're on the market? I don't know if that ends up happening, but like maybe who knows? Maybe they are, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I just feel like with their ownership, they're not going to be sellers. Even crazy to say that with them being 15 games back. But yeah, it's kind of to agree with what you said, as far as it just being like, it's just a weird point in the schedule right now, because you've got some teams that maybe think they are competing, and the crazy thing is in 2 weeks they may not be contending. They may be 4 or 5 games farther back than what they are. So it's kind of a weird spot right now.
Yeah, it's a totally weird spot. Like and Eduardo Escobar was another one too that got moved. I don't know if that's, maybe you mentioned that name already, but
yeah, he was the one that got traded. I want to say he got traded in the game. Who did he? I think he was the one that got traded during the game. And yeah, Francisco Lindor found out about it like in the middle of the game, because he had his he was on a headset talking to like reporters during the game, and found out that Eduardo Escobar got traded in the middle of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that completely. Yeah, I mean, that actually would have been a decent, I don't know about decent, but like somebody I would have had interest for.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, a switch hitting third baseman.
And he's been an all-star in the past. Like, he's had some success in the league. I know he hasn't had like the greatest show of things lately, but
no, but he had a good year last year.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's just tough. Like, you just don't know what's going to be available when the time is right to pull the trigger. Like, maybe you do just go ahead and jump out ahead of things now and say, fuck it, let's go get Jamer, or let's go get, someone like that. But you're always going to be looking at, some pen arms too. Obviously, that's something else from today. I'm going to go ahead and look at what the overall numbers were from the game. But we were talking a little bit about Michael Fulmer, and now I'm looking at the line here. So, 1 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He didn't have a walk. He did have 2 strikeouts. Overall, not horrible from Fulmer. But I was kind of saying in the past, I think the last show I did with Nick, that he's kind of entered my circle of trust now. And I wouldn't say that he's out of it now just because of this outing here by any means. But you definitely still need 1 or 2 more guys. And I would say 1 from the right side and 1 from the left side that you can depend on in that bullpen if you're talking adding pieces. And hold on just a second while I just hold my thought, because I've been waiting too long to crack this open. So, and we need the sound effects on the mic. But
I've had mine cracked open. I wish there's not really a sound effect with it though. I wish it's like a.
Is that the water? Oh, that's the Kool-Aid.
The jammer.
Yeah, the jammer. There you go. That's in reference for JMO right there.
Yeah.
Sorry that he blew that game that you were at, by the way, but
Okay.
yeah, but
But yeah, like Fulmer wasn't all. He did give up a run today, but as far as the bullpen wasn't bad today at all. Like I think the bullpen, other than Fulmer, like the bullpen didn't give up any runs.
yeah, that was it.
But yeah, like because I don't think Wes Neski's gonna. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Wes Neski's gonna stay in the bullpen? Do you think at least in the second half of the season, because we still got about a. Well, I guess no. I guess we don't. I guess we got just a little under what 2 weeks to the All-Star break, 2-3 weeks to the All-Star break. Do you think second half does Wes Neski make more starts or more appearances out of the bullpen?
I think right now, looking at it and trying to project that is tough, but I would say he makes more in the bullpen. And the reason why I say that is because I think the rotation is pretty much locked. Like if you're Kyle Hendricks pitching the way that he's been pitching, you're staying in the rotation. Plus, you wouldn't think about using him in the bullpen anyways, just the type of pitcher he is. Drew Smiley, same type of deal. You need him in the rotation. The lefty would be nice out of the bullpen, but he's earned his keep, I think, as a rotation member. Stroman and Steele, obviously, no doubt about it, they're in the rotation. And I wouldn't expect Stroman to be out more than maybe a start with this blister. And then now the only piece that you're talking about really potentially moving out of that rotation will be Jameson Taillon. And you know the minute that you do that, here come the comparisons to Tyler Chatwood. Oh, the failed starter goes to the bullpen. Look how much money they invested in him. I don't want to hear any of that shit because I feel like I'm still not going to get too down about this first season about Taillon. As much as we talk about like not having trust in him this year, and we clearly don't have trust in him anytime he really takes them
I
out.
don't have trust in him. I'll be the first. I'll snap. I don't have trust in James and Taillon. But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's a fair point in criticism. I don't have trust in him either right now this year, and he's your fifth starter, no matter what he came into the season ranked as your number 3, whatever it was. Like he's right now your number 5 and borderline unstartable starting pitcher, but you have to kind of keep throwing him out there, and maybe unless you do like a phantom IL stint, let him work on some things. Maybe he's not truly fully healthy either. Like, and you call up a Ben Brown or you throw back in Hayden Wesneski. And if that's the case, I'm cool with that too, because I feel like Ben Brown has a ton of potential. Wesneski could still be really good in the rotation, even with his bumps in the road. I kind of like him in that bullpen role though too. So
yeah, he's been all right. Yep, so far he's been all right in the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, and if they need pen arms, like, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like you said, a bullpen arm or two would be nice. Hopefully, who knows? Maybe Keegan Thompson, maybe he's figured something out. Maybe we see him more in the second half, and I don't know.
I mean, I can only hope. I'm gonna actually, now that you said that, I'm gonna pull up his minor league. Have you been following?
I was fixing to ask that. Like, I haven't heard anything about him since he got demoted. Since he got called, sent back down. I haven't heard anything about Keegan Thompson.
I know he had some struggles early, and I only knew that because I was kind of watching a little bit there, and then I just have not really been, as of late, like keeping complete tabs on what he's been doing in the minors. But I'm gonna try to find his game log here. Minor league game log this season. So let's see where he's at. 6-17, 6-14, 6-4. So he's pitched 2 innings each of his last 2 outings at AAA, and he's given up 1 run in each of them. But he has had 3 strikeouts and a walk. It's like exact same stat lines each of the last 2 times out. But his this is since getting set down. I'm looking at 7 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 12 walks, 16 strikeouts, a 9.39 ERA. So that's not great. I don't know if he pitched today, though. I don't know if he pitched today for AAA. So that could be the only thing that's changing that number. I'll look at the box score there. So I would say he probably still needs to figure some stuff out, though. But yeah, he didn't pitch today. Ben Brown, whoa, yikes. 6 earned runs and 2/3 innings pitched for Ben Brown. That ain't gonna do either. Okay, Wes Nesky, it's all yours. So
He'll be all right.
no, he'll be all right. That's just a
It
rough one.
happens. It happens. But yeah, man, I'm not super upset about the series. I mean, it was a split. Whatever. Move on. We'll be all right. I will say though, cool thing real quick. I know we were talking about the broadcast earlier and stuff like that. Two things from the broadcast today that I heard on as far as on the British broadcast. One, and you may have already known this, and I may just be coming off like a complete idiot because I didn't know this, but Wes Nesky, did you know he has a clothing brand?
Is it Wes Nasty?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the TM for it.
Yeah. Well, that's what they were talking about. And everyone's probably like, duh, I heard that. But like, I don't know. I must have been not paying. I must have been hiding under a rock or something when they said that. But yeah, he had trademarked West Nasty. They were talking about it
Yeah.
on the broadcast about his West Nasty clothing brand. And also, cool story today that they told about Ronald Reagan. Heard Ronald Reagan? You know Ronald Reagan? Anyways, 1934, Ronald Reagan used to broadcast games for the Iowa Cubs. And he would broadcast the games by getting results. He would get the results in Morse code, and then he would broadcast them on the radio. That's how he would get the results of the game in Morse code, and then he would relay that by saying it on the broadcast, whatever it was. And so in 1934, there was it was late in the game. It was a Cubs-Cardinals game, and for like 12 straight minutes, there was no Morse code. The Morse code wasn't coming through. So for 12 straight minutes, Ronald Reagan just made up everything that was going on, made up all the shit going on for 12 minutes. Like they said, like he kept saying, like foul. There must have been like 100 foul balls because they said he kept, because he had no idea what was going on in the game because the Morse code wasn't working. So he just started making shit up. And eventually it came back and it was like nothing what he had said. So I thought that was kind of cool. They were talking about that. But like I want to say they said Ronald Reagan said that one time in some kind of presidential speech he had a while back. But yeah, I just thought it was a pretty cool thing.
No, that's awesome, dude. I didn't realize they were talking about that on the broadcast. I was not listening or watching at that point. So that's cool as hell to know that about Ronald Reagan. I could just imagine like foul ball for like 12 minutes. Like he's
just that must have been a fan goes streaking on the field or something. Just makes up all kinds of crap. That's
Yeah, and I actually didn't know about the Wes Nasty clothing brand. I just knew that he had the TM. Because we always kept saying Hayden West Nasty, and then like a couple weeks after that, or it was actually probably since last season we were saying that, but then like the beginning part of this season he like switched it. He put the Z in there, Wes Nasty.
I got you.
I think.
I wonder what kind of clothes they're like. I wonder what they are. Like I wonder if it's just like I don't know. I wonder if it's like pants or something.
I don't know. Hopefully it's some golf gear, dude. I don't have any golf gear, and I need to get some.
Dude, we should talk to. We'll. I tell you what. We will hit him up on the socials and be like, "Hey, you want to sponsor him? Maybe advertise some West Nasty clothing. If they're jeans, I'll advertise. I'll wear the shit out of some jeans and just put them on. I'll advertise for them. I don't care, even if they're tight fitting jeans or whatever. I don't care. Give me some, and I'll advertise for them."
I could always use more jeans. Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know who knows. But yeah, let's hit him up. Maybe we'll get a sponsorship deal out of it. And yeah.
Well, you know what?
We'll become best friends with Hayden Westnesky.
You know what? The next outing that he goes out there and doesn't allow a run, which will be the next time he pitches probably.
Yeah.
He needs to be your Pet Supplies Plus pooper scooper of the game.
Super scooper of the game, yeah.
Super.
That's how it's going to start. It's pooper, super, close enough.
Close enough, yeah. But no, I think he just, even if it's like you get a 3 home run day from like, say, a Suzuki, you still need to give it to Hayden West Nasty.
Give it to him, tag him in it. He's like, dude, what's this? What's this Pet Supply Plus Super Scoop? What is this, dog? And I'm like, dude, Pet Supply Plus, check it out, man, and yada yada yada. Next thing you know, hey man, I've got West Nasty clothing brand. You should try it out. You could be a model for me. And I'm like, cool, yeah, man. Like I've got other friends too, but they could be models for you too. And he's like, that's awesome. And then next thing you know, there we are. We're all advertising. We're all models for Hayden Westneski's clothing brand.
I
The
don't think
Nasty Boys. The Nasty Boys. That's what
I
we're
like
doing.
that. The
Yeah.
nasty boys, because they don't actually want us to be models of anything.
No.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't want that.
Yeah. It could be a start of a very, very good friendship. Who knows?
It could be, and it might be, and it will be. It's out of here. But Tyler,
Yeah.
last final thoughts for this series before we go ahead and look ahead to Tuesday's matchup against the Philadelphia Phillies back at the friendly confines, the start of a 6-game homestand for the Cubs.
Just final thoughts as far as this weekend. Hey, offense looked great. Let's just keep this offense rolling. I know there's been so many times where we've been on here talking, and it's like, you know what needs to happen, and we've all said, score some freaking runs, score some freaking runs. Well, runs are coming in bunches right now. Let's just keep the ball rolling, especially Tuesday, because, well, as you're fixing to say the matchup, we're pretty sure we know who one of the guys is starting, and I feel like he's going to need all the run support he can get. Anyways, but yeah, that was my final thought.
Yeah, so far it's TBD for that matchup for the Phillies, but we're pretty sure that's going to be James Taillon, Drew Smiley, or Kyle Hendricks in those 3 games against the Phillies. But holy shit, what's that flashing you got going on in the background right there?
I'm telling you, dude, like it's freaking coming a storm right now. So if I would just say if I get kicked off here in a second, I probably just lost power. But I'm good right now. I'm weathering the storm, man. I've got it.
Good, literally weathering the storm. I mean, at least it's good that you kind of updated us, so then that way we don't think that you're getting attacked by aliens or something.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's just a storm and it's not, something else supernatural happening. But yeah, man, tomorrow they got the off day. So Monday, if you're listening to this on Monday, they are off. Tuesday, I think we will have a show tomorrow. I think Ron is going to have a special guest on the show.
Yes, he is.
Tomorrow afternoon. So check that out tomorrow afternoon. And then the Dingers podcast, I believe they are running Monday night. Did you see anything otherwise, Tyler? I don't know if I saw anything otherwise.
I'm assuming they're running Monday, I think. I know typically they usually do run Monday. So tune into that too.
Yep. Watch that later on at night. But that said, looking ahead to this series, 3 games, like I said, against the Phillies, then you have 3 on the weekend against the Guardians. So 6 games back at the friendly confines. It'll be nice for them to get back home. Previewing the series, what do you think, Tyler? What's the key to victory? What are you looking forward to here from this Phillies series?
Well, hopefully TBD. All 3 of them, all 3 TBDs show up, show out. But you're gonna have to put up some. You're gonna have to put up some runs because, yeah, the Phillies. They may not have the most dominant starters right now. I know they've, Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, and all them. I mean, they've got some good pitchers in their rotation, but their offense bangs. So you're gonna have to bang with them, pretty much. So yeah, score runs, lots of them.
Keep hitting.
Just lots of runs, lots of runs.
And if we can, please, at all costs, keep Trey Mancini out of the field.
Yeah. Which, by the way, and we don't have to turn this into like a humongous conversation because we could talk forever about it. But like, yeah, as far as you saying keep Trey Mancini out of the field, but also like, I want to see Christopher Morel. Like, I know he played center field today, but like Saturday DHing, he does not. I feel like Christopher Morel does not need to be DHing. He really doesn't. He's athletic enough. Hell, put him at first base. I mean, I think you could put him somewhere else other than first base, but like, I feel like that guy does not need to be DHing. I feel like he's too much of I think he's too good of an athlete to have to DH as much as he has. So throw him at third. I know that's kind of been a little bit of a conversation in the past with a lot of Cubs fans as far as, hey, if we haven't figured something out at third base, why not throw Christopher Morel out there? Let him play it for the majority of the second half or whatever. But yeah, Christopher Morel needs to. I like him in the lineup. I like seeing him hit. I just don't think he needs to be DHing. But yeah, Mancini, keep him off the field.
See, all right, I don't want to go into like a huge conversation about it because we are kind of wrapping up the show, but I do have some thoughts on that matter because I think at first it clearly affected him being a DH more than it was in the field.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's kind of adapted to it a little bit. And the reason why I don't really want him out in the field is because right now I do trust Madrigal's glove more than him at third base. But if it's not third base, maybe you're right. Get him some reps at first base. He's an athlete. He can play around the diamond. I just don't know if I trust him either in the field right now. So I kind of go back to, are you playing to win now or are you playing for development? Because if you're playing for development, I want him out there. I want him at third base or like somewhere he's going to play long term. If you're playing to win now, I'm scared of him in the field. I'm like,
I can understand that.
Because he's made some blunders out there, even in left and in center, and he's so damn athletic, dude. Where he should be able to adapt. His cannon arm, everything about him. It's like, fuck. I just need him to find a spot. You just need him on somewhere on the field. But I'm still a little bit worried about Morel. But neither here nor there, because first base right now is the real defensive weakness. So maybe Wisdom kind of settles back in there. I know he's on the IL now, and I don't know what the long-term plan is there. I guess Bellinger would actually be the guy that comes in because Tauchman's in center. So Bellinger would realistically be the everyday first baseman for the foreseeable future.
I'm fine with that.
I'm totally cool with that. I just don't know how much of this Tauchman thing is real and how much when he cools down.
Yeah.
That's the other part too, right? Do we believe yet in Tauchman? I'm not quite sure still. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm kind of at the point. I'm still at that stage of I'm not sure yet either. I like what I'm seeing from Tauchman, but yeah, I'm still not 100%. I don't know if I'm convinced if that's him, if that's everyday Tauchman or if it's just a little hot streak right now. I don't know. I hope not, and maybe it's not, but yeah, we'll see.
The on base skills kind of tend to believe that it might be closer to real than not, but
yeah,
who knows? The defense is good.
Yeah,
defense is good, man. We'll take that all day long. But yeah, Tyler, another good show. It's good to get back on the mic with you. Good to see you again. I know I just saw you about a week. I'm sorry, I'm trying to swat. I got this stupid fly that got in the house somehow. So I'm not swatting you across the screen.
No, you're good, man.
Across the screen, but if you see me go like this, I'm just swatting a fly. But yeah, man. Any final thoughts though from the series? Wrap up thoughts for the preview, anything like that before we go ahead and shut this thing down and look ahead to the Phillies?
I'll say it again. If you ever get an opportunity to watch a British broadcast, just do it. Watch a British baseball broadcast. If they, I don't even know if, to be honest, I don't know BT Sports or BT Sport. I don't know if they do that very often, but if you have that channel, if you have that network, have a way of watching it, just give it a try. It's a different broadcast, but yeah, it's cool. It's entertaining. I enjoyed it. Kind of like you said, I don't know if I'd want to watch it all the time, but it was pretty good.
I'm going to be on the lookout to see if I can find some more of those broadcasts from just some random streams or something. Somebody finally some bootleg streams for some of these random games. I'll watch them. I won't say it's illegal though. I think it'll be legal.
Oh yeah, it will.
It'll 100% be legal. But yeah, Tyler, with that said, I want to remind everyone that they should go to ontapsportsnet.com to get all your Chicago sports needs, betting content, golf content, beer reviews, and much more. Go ahead and check out all the other shows. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, obviously the Cubs, even the White Sox. And then the Dingers podcast should be going tomorrow. Ron will also be going during the day for another Cubs on Tap show with a special guest, so check that out. Yeah. I don't know what else there's to say. You can find Tyler at Teddy Freddy 270. You can find me at Joey Knows Nothing. We are Cubbies on Tap, or Cubs on Tap, at Cubbies on Tap, Cubbies on Tap, on Twitter. Yeah. How do we always end this show, Tyler? I forget because we just played them. So how are we supposed to end this show when we play these shitbags?
I tell you what, they may have won today, but they're still 8.5 games back. They're 32-45. They're just the only teams they're in front of are the Nationals and the Rockies. I don't feel bad for them. They suck. And with all that being said, fuck the Cardinals. Fuck them.
Just fuck them. Fuck the Cardinals. Absolutely fuck the Cardinals. And because of that, fuck Wilson Contreras. Love you, Willie Buddy, but fuck you at the same time. Let's go, Cubbies.